Hey guys, we're actually going to continue with example 2 from 6.4 because if you take a look, the answers right over here actually aren't the ones that we got. I think the ones that we found were actually pretty intuitive and easy to understand, but you're going to see that in your Math Excel assignment that the answers might look a little different, and so I just want to explain that. And there is a format that you can follow, sort of this generic formula to write your answers in. Now, this first answer matches ours pretty closely, right? You have the radius that we have, and then all you have to do is take that angle and put 2 pi into it. So that's pretty straightforward. The second part is where it does not match up. And the way you want to interpret this part is that all you have to do is take your radius and make it negative the way we have. So that's easy. But the second part, this 2n plus 1 pi part, that's really the same thing as this. It's the equivalent. But what they did was they took this piece and they broke it down. So let me show you that right now. So what you want to think about is that this 4 pi over 3 could actually be broken down from your original. So the original angle here was actually, right, just marking it pi over 3. And so if you think about it, hey, here's pi over 3, and we ended up going to 4 pi over 3. Well, if you take a look, that's half a circle, which means that if you take pi over 3 and you add half a circle, which is pi, you end up with 4 pi over 3. So let's write that. So it's negative 3, comma, pi over 3 plus pi. And then you're going to say plus 2 pi n. And in this case now, if you take a look, what they did over here is they basically factored out the pi. Let's do that. So negative 3 pi over 3 plus 1 plus 2n pi. And more or less, if you take a look, 1 plus 2n is the same thing as 2n plus 1. And here's your pi over 3, here's your theta. So if I just wrote this in the same order that they did, here's your theta, here's your 2n plus 1 times pi, and this is the second, this is the second answer. That's the equivalent of the second answer from the first set that we wrote. So for Math Excel, it's going to be looking for this format. Okay, guys? So make sure you remember that when you get up to it, or make sure to look at the view and example before you end up writing this. Before you end up writing that and getting it wrong.